app that will save your ass. And you have an AI in there now too. You can talk to the AI. It's gonna be right there in the Q app. It'll tell you exactly what state you wanna go to, what country you wanna go to. It will tell you where to be and where not to be. And let me tell you something. This product is worth its weight in gold. It is the best app ever made for numerology and astrology, bar none.
Up by 8 with 4.5 left. Bro, I need him to come back and win this series, bro. One, two, 1, 2. Can you guys hear me? 1, 2, 1, 2. Up by 8 with 4.5 left. Oh shit. Hot mic. Bro, I need him to come back and win this series, bro. I guess the mic works. 1, 2, 1, 2. Can you guys hear me? 1, 2, 1, 2. All right. 4.5 left. Oh shit. Hot mic. Bro, I need him to come back and win this series, bro. All right. We know this shit works. I guess the mic works. Yes, we can. All right. Main camera. Let's do this.
The Q app is the best numerology and astrology app ever freaking made, man. For instance, you put in your birthday, it's gonna tell you what cities are good for you, what clothing brands you should wear. You look at me, I'm out.
What's good, guys? What's good, chat? Hopefully you guys can hear me. Hopefully everyone is having a good day today. Today's a 6th day. Got an 8th day, go get that bag. If you got a few hours left here. If you are on the West Coast, whenever it's an 8th day, the 8th, 17th, 26th, or an 8th day in total, you want to go ahead and create something. Make that YouTube you wanted to open up. Do something in your life that's going to benefit your life materially. So we got the chat moving. If you guys want some readings, let's go ahead and get that going. Let's see here. Drop your birthday. If I like what I see, maybe I'll read it. So we got 214. I like that birthday. 21499. One of my best friends born on 21499. Let's see. Check if you're a cat here. So we got the Q app. We're gonna pull out that. See what your birthday is here. Let's see here. We got a cat.
We actually got the Q app right here too.
Yeah. Oh.
On this thing.
No way. So we can actually show them.
Yeah.
Sweet.
It's
all right.
3.5 minutes left. Spurs by 7. Let's go.
Let's go, Wemby.
I just whooped on blind Zach. And the Spurs are going to whoop on the Knicks. Let's go, baby.
Yeah, let's touch on that real quick. So Wembanyama is the NBA's future superstar. So the NBA is looking for.
I told you that when he was actually before he was even drafted.
Yeah.
I started making tweets. Wembanyama is going to be better.
Yes. Before he was the alien. That's back when they were kind of making fun of Wembanyama, Mr. Slow, and what next Greg Oden's what they said. When it comes down to Wemby's got that special sauce. And a lot of people notice that he's got a little it factor that other people don't have. And what that is America is founded on July 4th. Wembanyama is born on the 4th, just like Obama, Beyonce, Jay-Z, Rosa Parks, Post Malone. The people born on the 4th in this country, as well as 4 Lifepaths, but specifically the 4th, have that little spunk to them. So Obama, he had that charisma, that little it factor that won elections. So Wembanyama, whether he wins this series or not, is set up to be the next GOAT in the NBA. And he'll probably be a lot better, like Gary said, with Durant. So that's just how that works. Now, when we look at your birthday, we got 21499 in here. We want to know what his purpose in life is. That's what he wants to know for the chat. Your purpose here is to flat out get your bag up and ascend your bloodline. You will fail your incarnation as an 8 life path if you're not here making money. And it's not just about enriching yourself and buying that Lamborghini, buying that new sports car. It's going to be about putting your children, your mother, your father, and your rest of your bloodline, including your cousins, in a better position in the future just by your name, but your legacy, and also what you can provide them to make them more money. So if you're an 8, I want to give you guys some little karma sauce here. If you're born on the 8th, 17th, 26th, or an 8 life path in total, it's not just about giving your money away. Actually, you could fail in your incarnation just doing that. You're here to actually help people make more money. So like, let's say you got a daughter and you have a choice between giving her a couple million or buying her a house. What do you think you should choose if you're an 8? Buy her that house so she can have a family. Or maybe she has a husband, but they don't have a house yet. They have a condo. That's your test in life, not just to give people money, but how you give them it. Which way do you do it? And when it comes down to that 8, karma will judge you. So if you're just going to go ahead and give money away and think that that's going to actually wield a good life, that's not the case. So if you're an 8, let's say you're at a BP gas station in Cleveland, Ohio. You're in Cleveland, Ohio for some god-awful reason, and you're in there for business. And a guy comes up to you at the gas station, you're at a BP, and he goes, "Hey man, can I have $100 to get home? I'm stranded here, my car broke down." Let's say that gentleman is a thief. He's stealing, cheating on his wife, is a drug dealer, all this crap. And you give him that $100, guess who collects that karmic debt? You, because his karma was to be stranded at that gas station. As an 8, it's not that you can't help people, but be very selective who you choose to help and how you do it. And that's going to be a huge part of your incarnation. Next thing is when it comes down to your life, bro, you got to watch out with divorce or relationship problems roughly between now and 30 years old, right around that Saturn return. You are in a very bad position. February 14th, guys, and everyone in the chat, women especially, February 14th is by far the most toxic day for marriages, relationships, anything, dating, first dates. And the reason why, one of the reasons, is that February 14th falls under the sign of Aquarius. Aquariuses are the most likely sign in this era to be billionaires, to be millionaires. They are the richest, most wealthy sign in this era. Why is that? Since 9/11/2001, we've been in the era of Aquarius. And Aquariuses get hit in one department specifically, and that is family and friendships, as far as like if they ever want to date those people. So an Aquarius might be friends with, have a lover for 20 years, they get married, boom, things change. As soon as an Aquarius has a family, like Jennifer Aniston found out the hard way, they run into problems. Michael Jordan on his second or third marriage. That's how that
by
works.
7, less than
go.
2 minutes left. Ooh!
Yeah. All right. That's that Wemby, the alien. Now, when we look at your birthday, other than that, Aquariuses usually will die with a bag. They'll die rich as hell. And they'll have a ton of connections. Aquariuses do really well in the friendship department. But as soon as that friendship becomes a relationship or family, that's where they get hit. So honestly, I always tell Aquariuses in here, if you know them, get around them. They're going to make you rich. But odds are Aquariuses get hit early on in life. They have a horrible family life early on. Or if you don't and you're an Aquarius, you should be very concerned. If you have this perfect family life and you're born under Aquarian energy, if you know a girl, she's got that perfect family, odds are she's going to screw it up later in life, or he is going to screw it up. So they'll have a ton of money, no girl, right? Michael Jordan, ton of success, ton of money, absolute GOAT. But where does he get hit the most? In that family department. Notice none of his kids, at least the kids we're told about, became NBA players. We know about Anthony Edwards and Jimmy Butler. But, divorced, he's got a problem with one of his children. We don't need to go there. So if you're an Aquarius, watch that. Now, other than that, your life purpose is make money. You got to actually use tech as an 8. The biggest pitfall if you're born in the 8th, 17th, 26th, or an 8 life path is that you guys do really well in the brick and mortar. 50 Cent was selling albums on the street. What put 50 Cent over the top is all the record deals that he had, whether it be Def Jam, MGM, Universal, whoever he was with, he was really good at that. Then what also 8s need to be good at is the production side of the internet. So that's where 50 and certain people like that excel. If you're an enlightened 8 life path, you're going to use the internet heavy. The devolved 8s think that the internet is a complete waste of time, and they're stuck in about 1995. So a lot of 8s are actually stuck in loops, and that's kind of in a different era. 8s are often kind of old school. They like to shake your hand. That doesn't work in this era. Mark Cuban is a 7 life path, and when it comes down to 7 and 8, they see things a lot differently. Mark will be, emailing at 4 in the morning, responding to your emails, but he does not do well in person or actually call you. That's a 7 life path trait. If you're born in the 7th, 16th, 25th, or a 7 in total, it is what it is.
Did someone say Mark Cuban?
Yes, sir.
Did
Yeah.
someone say Mark Cuban? Here's an email from Mark Cuban today.
Yes. We get that.
So what I say to him? I'm like, Mark, only you could fuck this up this bad by getting rid of Luka and Brunson. You were a criminal, stealing money from people. That's what he said. Mark Cuban said that, right? And what I respond with? How did I make people rich on Zcash? Yeah. Remember I was telling you to buy it every fucking year for years?
Yep.
Yeah, and by the way, you're the thief that you only won one title with Dirk.
Yes. Mark, come on, bro. Hey, remember, Mark actually hired federal agents to investigate that first finals, man. That's how mad he was that they lost. Mark, I appreciate what you do with the pharmaceutical stuff. Other than that, come on, bro. Come on, bro.
5-point game with 12 seconds left.
Man, New York. Whew.
They fight.
Yeah.
They fight. They want to win for Trump.
Yeah. And what's his name? Carl Anthony Towns lost his mom playing for mom. Yeah. So, and if it wasn't Towns, guys, figure it out. It's the Knicks are playing for something for sure. You got to give them credit. That team fights. Let's see. Any other readings in here I want to hit? Let's see. Okay, we got 5/21, 1989. You know what? Let's see here. All right, let's go 6/3, 1987. Then we'll hit 5/21. So let's do this here, guys. So 6/3, 1987. You are born in the year of the cat, and when it comes down to cats flat out play mind games. And if you are born in the year of the cat, you need to understand that people know exactly what you're doing. So when we look at that energy, be very careful. If you're born in a dog year, dogs like attention. If you're born in a pig year, pigs love food. If you are born in a snake year, you often love revenge. And the biggest weakness is not understanding that people can see what you love, what you care about. So as a cat, play mind games, but be very selective with who you do it with because people just won't flat out trust you. Now, the next thing, you're a 7 life path. And as a 7 cat, you got to watch out with being incredibly selfish. Cats are the type of people in life that don't see problems of other people's as their own. They value their alone time very, very much, and they're not good at delegating. So when we look at a cat, the negative is that they're selfish. The positive end of being a cat is that if you're selfish and you're truly enlightened, you understand that you can't help anyone else in life unless you help yourself first. So people who are born in cat years, 1975, 1987, 1999, what you got to do is get your bag, be selfish, and get ahead. And when you get ahead, you need to do the opposite of what most cats do. You need to start putting your crew on. You need to start helping the people around you. And cats got an enemy year coming up. You're born in 87. You got a major enemy year coming up, and that is the year of the rooster in 2029. The cat is the most selfish sign. The most admirable sign is the rooster. The most loyal sign is the rooster. And the rooster is like the leader of a Cub Scouts or Boy Scouts group who gives a bunch of awards and accolades for people who put in the work. So if you're born in a cat year like 1987, 1999, and 2029, your enemy year, you need to go ahead and give gifts to people and help people out who have helped you get here to begin with. And that is your way out in a rooster year because people are going to see you as hella selfish. It's not even going to be funny how bad they're going to see you guys because all that selfish behavior the last 11 years, it's going to come to roost in the year of the rooster in 2029. Bet. Other than that, 6/3, 1987, you're in a one personal cycle. You're going to be starting new things this year. You're only 2% in it, so happy belated birthday. This is going to be a year you're going to be aggressive as hell. You're going to be arguing with people. You're going to be super impatient. So if you're waiting for elevators and stuff like me, I'm in the same cycle as you. I'm really impatient. I am losing my patience in every area of my life in this cycle, and that's what you got to watch out for. So it's going to test you on that front. The next thing is that's going to test you with being lazy. You need to start things, not focus on finishing that long-term project that may not even get done. It's about planting seeds like a farmer. Why is that? This year will build the next 8 to 10 years of your life, and everything you do this year, 2026 and 2027, is going to actually be a huge marker on how bad of an enemy year you're going to have. So anyone in here who is freaking out about their enemy year, when you are 2 years ahead of your enemy year, those decisions that you make are going to come back into fruition in your enemy year. So for example, my enemy year was 2025. The decisions I made in 2023 led me into 2025 for better or for worse. And I actually had a very, very good 2025 compared to most people, thanks to people like Gary. That's how you avoid landmines. That's why you use the Q app, because life is about avoiding issues, not always going through things, picking your spots. That's why it's the most important. Now, how's the game looking?
3-point game with 7 seconds left.
3-point game, 7 seconds left.
Let's see if Castle can make the second free throw.
Come on, guys. Let's manifest. Manifest the Spurs winning this. Wembanyama, born in the fourth.
6.8 seconds left.
All right. So, other than that, you know,
pesky fucking team. They will
yes,
go away.
they're so pesky. That's that Mike Brown dog. He's a dog coach. Shout out to Mike Brown and Elijah, good people.
Yeah, didn't he lose that finals with the Cavs?
Yeah. You want to know why Mike Brown's born in the year of the dog? And I'll teach you guys a little secret about dogs. Dogs are the most well-liked sign, and that's the coach of the New York Knicks. Dogs are like
more liked than pigs?
top 2, top 3. They're not more liked than pigs, but yeah, everyone likes the pigs.
Everyone likes pigs.
But
Half the people like you more than me.
pig year. Even though that's the goat over there, guys, not me. But when we look at the dog, they're very well liked. And you have a president, Donald Trump, who is a dog. So America's loving them some dogs. As a matter of fact, a lot of our presidents are dogs or pigs. So you got Reagan, you got people like George W. Bush.
They loved them a lot more before the war.
Yes. Mike Brown is a dog. He always keeps a job because he's good with the NBA.
Correct.
And he always stays good with the owners. And that's how you sustain in life, guys. And, you know, you always have to understand where your power is. You know, Pat Riley is the most powerful president in all of sports. And the reason why Pat Riley, born in a rooster year, can always reward loyalty and press and put his boot on players' necks is because he and the owner are like best friends. And they're very, very close. Mickey Arison, his mentor, his owner, and, you know, he has that power. So when you're in life, you got to always make sure you are well liked to some extent if you don't actually have the leverage. Gary owns the game. Gary can do what he wants to do when he wants to do it. He doesn't have to answer to anyone. Other people, you got to always be careful. So other than that, June 3rd, watch out for being a bipolar Gemini. Geminis wake up in the morning and they're super fiscally responsible. Then later in the night, they blow all their money. And, you know, if you are a Gemini, the biggest thing I want you to watch out for is your bag. Virgos are like a upgraded version of Geminis. They're better with money. They're less mentally ill, and they don't switch back and forth personalities like you guys. So try to water yourself down. And a little secret I can give a lot of Geminis is if your sun sign is Gemini, chill during the day. Just chill. Don't always be out of control. Make some of your moves later in the night when you're calm. You know, don't wake up and try to take on the Russian army. You know, that's what a lot of Geminis
Spurs
do.
win. I got to take over for 1 second. I got to take over for 1 second. Hold on. Chris will be right back. But right now, YouTube, you're going to see how clips are made. Watch this. You Knicks thought it was over, didn't you? Oh, 2-0. But you know what? So did the Dallas Mavericks. They thought it was over and they were up 2-0 against the Heat in 2006. And you know what? The Golden State Warriors also thought it was over when they were up 2-0 against the Cleveland Cavaliers in 2016. And now it's 2-1, and it's going to be a Spurs victory. See, you New York fans, we like to get your hope up. We like to let you think that you're going to act. Nah, fuck that one up. Fuck that one up. See, that's the thing. You guys think I could do it all in one take. Sometimes it takes a little bit more than one take. 1, 2, 3, go. Yo, Knicks fans, you thought it was over up 2-0. Guess what? So did the Dallas Mavericks in 2006 when they were up 2-0. And then Dwayne Wade and the old-ass Shaq beat them. And you know what else? The Golden State Warriors thought it was over when they were up 2-0 against the Cleveland Cavaliers, but then LeBron had other plans for Kyrie Irving. And now, the Knicks, you are looking like it's going to all collapse right in front of you. Because Wembanyama went into Madison Square Garden. Those rookies on the Spurs went into the biggest stage in American fucking sports. Madison Square Garden, and they got the win. Yo, Knicks fans, it ain't over. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you make a clip. But you see, I got a lot of channels, so I got to make a couple. Chris, take this thing back over. I'll be right back.
Sir, you got the mic. Cool.
It's right there.
What's good, guys? Likes in the chat for the Spurs W. Likes in the chat for Wemby, the alien, coming through in Madison Square Garden against all odds. Young Buck showing out. I appreciate you, Wemby. You won me money tonight. Hopefully you guys got a little bag on the Spurs tonight if you're a bettor. And when it comes down to it, get some likes in the chat. Let's get some readings. Let's get some super chats. Anything for that big dub tonight, we'll take it. Now, when we look at the Spurs have a huge opportunity here. I had a TikTok live, and in that TikTok live, it's about at least 25 to 40 minutes. I exposed in week 1, the advantage is to the New York Knicks the first couple games here. When this series goes around 5, 6, 7, you're going to start to see a huge change because that's when the finals energy switches over to San Antonio. So if San Antonio can ride this wave, outlast the Knicks, kind of like Ali on the ropes, and just take those blows, they can actually get this done. If you're a New York Knicks fan, you should be very, very proud of what this team has accomplished, and you should be loving where you're at right now. However, not a good loss, but you know what? Better to lose this one than the next one. So let's see if you're a Knicks fan, you get that dub going. But Wembanyama's got that star power. And he's very, very good with the NBA. He's born in the 4th. So the NBA, guys, I made this very clear on TikTok. The NBA is going to stay away from really infiltrating this NBA Finals if it goes game 6 or 7. Because the New York Knicks win, they got the market watching anyways. If it's a Knicks loss in game 7, they got so much money, so many views, so many people ordering pre-Knicks gear for the championship. And if the Spurs win, the future is secure. They no longer need LeBron. The future is golden. Wembanyama is the next big thing. He's that alien it factor that new generation loves, wants to see. He's mad ratings on TV. So it's a win-win for the NBA. So Knicks fans, you better be real concerned if this gets to a 6-7 type situation where it's close. All right, guys, share the chat. Like this. We need likes. Come on, guys. Share it. Your boy's with you. Come on. Let's see here. Some people saying F the Spurs. No, not this year. Nope. See, I'm a little biased, guys. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. I used to go to St. Edward High School for a year. That was only due to sports, nothing to do with religion. And I went to school with Elijah Brown. So Mr. Brown, Mike Brown himself was like a dad. I'd be eating at the lunch table. Just, what's up, Mr. Brown? That would be it. Hang out with them every day. I'd be in school with Elijah. And they're nothing but incredible people. So if the Knicks win, obviously I'm going to be, not happy. But for him and that family, good people always find a way. And that's what Mike Brown did, the Knicks head coach. Now go figure, the Knicks, I believe, are founded in the dog year as well. If you check the Q app, type in New York Knicks. So a lot of good energy. They are not the better team in my opinion. This series, they've outplayed the Spurs, no doubt. No doubt. And, it is what it is, guys. And that's, one thing, last thing about the NBA is the Cleveland Cavaliers. Shout out to the Cavs. Everyone thought, and James Harden, is no longer a top superstar player. But everyone thought the Cavs were crap, terrible. Go figure, the Knicks look like the best team in the NBA right now. Not on paper, but with flow, with heart, with toughness, they quite frankly didn't show all year. They got it right now. And you know what? I think it's Karl Anthony Towns is playing for his mom. So his mother passed away. And when you have someone above to play for, you got something more than just money. That means a lot to these players. A lot of these guys, it's just the job. I used to work back in the NBA. I used to work for the Cavaliers, actually on a real contract from the Cavs. And what I learned is that the NBA is a circus. And a lot of these guys, just like anything, it's a paycheck.
One more video, guys.
Yes, sir.
One more video, guys. Okay, so I got a whole bunch of accounts, and I need to talk shit because it's expected at GG33. So watch the making of a clip. It's going to be a little different style than we were talking about a little bit. Let's get this started. Make sure I got this right. Hold on. Make sure I got this right. Miguel Bridges' birthday. Yep. Yo, Nick fans, you gotta wonder, what is Miguel Bridges thinking? Because in 2021, he was a member of the Phoenix Suns. They were up 2-0, and they blew it to the Milwaukee Bucks. And right now, it's looking like history's about to repeat again. Miguel Bridges, born 1996, year of the rat. I'm sorry, the Matrix gotta do you like that. But guess what, folks? Yo, Knicks fans, you ain't paying attention to numerology. The Miami Heat beat Dallas in 2006 when they were down 2-0. The Cavs beat Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors when they were down 2-0 in 2016. And now, 10 years later, the script looks like it's going to go the same way. Yo, Knicks fans, what'd I tell you? Let's go Spurs! And that is how you run a clip. Chris, it's all yours. Clip for me out here.
So you guys get a free master class from marketer goat himself, Gary. So that's how you do it. You got to bring energy. A lot of you people are very low energy. Now, I always got to balance him out. You always have to have yin yang. But be high energy. You want sales, you got to bring it. Let's see here. Hey, Gary, big fan, 42292. Yeah, so you're an 11 life path. You're born in the year of the monkey. And people born in monkey years always have to have a mentor or someone that is around them that is a very boisterous, tell it like it is type of person. Monkeys always need to be told what to do. If you're a woman in here and you're single and you're born in 1992, the year of the monkey, the biggest thing that you got to watch out for is being a know-it-all and not being able to take advice, not being able to take what people tell you and listen. Monkeys get along best with the dragon. So if you're born 4/22/1992, the best friendship and relationship by far for the monkey is the dragon. The reason why is that the dragon will tell you what to do, tell you like it is, and if you listen, you're gonna have a lot of success. And I will tell you that dragon women are extremely masculine people. If you're born in a dragon year, 1976, 1988, 2000. You might be able to find a monkey man who's actually willing to submit a little bit and listen. They actually like to be told what to do because monkeys are geniuses. But when you have that amazing brain upstairs and intelligence, you oftentimes don't actually know the right move to make because it is basically indecisiveness on steroids when you're high IQ. Some of the most high IQ people in life, you guys are monkeys, are extremely broke. So monkeys need to get decisive and not just do everything by themselves. Other than that, you're born on the 22nd. You need to build. That's why I told you got to create a team. You cannot be alone being born on the 22nd. Bradley Martin is one of the top streamers in the world. And what he did is that he got rich off of his gym industry. And he built up his crew. He built up the CEOs, the executive, the gym managers. And then he also did it in the podcast world. People born in snake years, people born in the 22nd are the best at putting the right people in the right positions. So if you're a snake, if you're born in the 22nd, you're the best at finding the best door guy, finding the best pit boss, finding the best security. All of it is in your nature. So don't be solo. Don't think you could do it by yourself. Don't be a stubborn Taurus. It is what it is. Another thing I want you to know is that a lot of things are going to end in your life this year, right? So you are in a 9 personal cycle. 9 deals with ending. So if you got a girl in your life or a business partner that's a parasite, this is the year to end that relationship. With that being said, anything that you end this year, you ain't ever getting it back, bro. So like if you get rid of a long-term friendship you've had and you burn a bridge, that person is not going to be, really in the mood to ever take you back into their life. So 9 has a way of just putting things to bed. Another thing is that, you want to watch out with addictions this year. If you are in a 9 personal cycle, a lot of people turn to drugs. And then what they do is they break up with the girlfriend, they burn a bridge with a family member, usually a mother or specifically a father, and they never get them back. And whenever they end a relationship, they begin new things. So 9 is ending. A woman is pregnant for 9 months. There's 9 holes or 9 innings to a baseball game. Again, 9 holes to golf, 18 on the back end. 1 + 8 = 9. 360 degrees to a circle. 3 + 6 + 0 = 9. 9 Supreme Court justices. 9 original Knight Templar. So that's how that works with that 9 energy. Other than that, you got a great birthday for America. 2028 will be a much better year for you. As a matter of fact, 2027, the back half, you need to go to work and put it, basically put all the chips on the line. These next 2 years of your life are going to really tell you where you're going to go. You're being judged right now for 2292. Basically, play it safe, lay low, get after it after your birthday hits next year. Let's see here. Anybody else got questions? 33-6 snakes. Yeah, so here's some advice for you guys. If you are a 33-6, the biggest mistake that 33-6s do is that they make their lives entirely about family. And when you're younger as a 33-6, you help a lot of people how they want to be helped. And as you get older, you start getting frustrated. And instead of helping people how they want to be helped, you start helping people how they need to be helped. And you need to basically speed that up earlier in your life. A lot of 33-6s waste their prime, 20s, 30s, 40s, even 50s. And basically worry about family, start taking care of everyone else but themselves. And then their lives implode in their 50s, 60s. They become alcoholics. They start devolving, and they become that uncle that's drunk at every party. That's what happens to a 33-6. So if you're a 33-6, you want to focus on your own family, your own children. And if you're a snake, that's going to matter a lot in your life. So snakes are a very jealous sign. One of the most jealous signs in the Chinese zodiac is the snake. And the most loyal sign is the rooster, and that is the snake's best friend. So if you're born in a snake year, you want to get someone that's born in 1981, 1993, 2005 to date, be in business with, keep them in your life. They're going to be your loyal soldiers. The next thing I want to tell you guys is the 33-6. Yeah, Tyson Hockley. Shout out to Tyson. Tyson is an example of a 33-6 born in the year of the pig, my exact sign. And people like Tyson are succeeding in their incarnation because 33-6s need to influence the world. And he also has a special gift in politics. So he's going with his energy, politics, influencing the world. And when when the curtains close for Tyson, he'll be able to pass that because he didn't just stay home in Canada and focus on his family. Tyson Hockley is one of the top-rated political influencers coming up today. Why is that? He decided to basically go F family, F staying home. I'm going to go take a chance and make something of myself. And it wasn't like screw family. It was going to take a risk and not being stuck in his home country. So that's kind of how, you have to live your life as a 33-6. You have to put yourself out there. You cannot be afraid. Next thing about 33-6s is that when you start hanging around normies, you become a 6. When you start hanging around other master numbers, specifically pure 33s, you start to get more influential.
And look who just happened to walk in when you said that.
Yeah, there we go, man. So that's how that works.
Yo, guys, stop bullshitting around. Give this man some likes.
Likes.
Stop
shares.
bullshitting. Give this man some likes. He's kicking knowledge.
Yes.
What do you think? We're just tap dancing here for you guys? Let's go.
Appreciate you guys. Yeah, get some likes in the chat. Support. Yeah, self-maxing. Another thing that Tyson, if you're born in a pig year and you're a 33-6, the biggest thing you always want to focus on is trying to be as responsible as you possibly can. Tyson, any 33-6 in here, any pure 33 in here, the matrix is going to put people in your life to test you and to trap you throughout your early 20s. Master numbers like Tyson, a 33 Lifepath, have the highest potential in life, but they have to go through the most BS early on in their life. George R.R. Martin is a 33-6. He's the creator of Game of Thrones. He was a failure most of his life, and he turned it around later. And when we look at 33-6s or 33s, the matrix is going to put these people that are basically high in degeneracy around you. And you can use them, you can work with them, but you cannot become like them. The only way you use people that are in this degenerate world is like Tyson. You go ahead and do content with him, but you always push back. You always make sure that you are following what your future children would like you to see you doing. So Tyson, any 33-6 in here, live your life like your kids are watching. And then whenever things go tough for a 33-6 or a 33, what you're going to want to do is imagine you're 90 years old. Talk to your 90-year-old self. And your 90-year-old self will tell you the right advice every time. Because everyone knows in their heart they're doing the wrong thing when they're doing the wrong thing. You know it. It's just denying that and having those people around you. Other than that, if you're a master number like Tyson, a 33, or an 11, a 22 in here like someone else, what you're going to want to do is surround yourself with master numbers. Master numbers are like AM frequency. The problem is, guys, is that in the influencer world, and this is important to know, you're going to find a ton of 33s, 11s, 22s that are in that degenerate state. They're in that negative chakra. They're degens. They have no room in your life. So only positive master numbers, and then basically keep everyone at an arm's length. People born in the year of the pig are Houdinis. So the actual guy, Houdini, was born in the year of the pig. He was also a Jewish man and a Freemason, a very, very smart man. He knew numerology, and he was famous for disappearing. Not only in real magic, in real life. He'd be around people, then he wouldn't. The song Houdini is made by someone born in the year of the pig. So Houdini's a pig, and the famous Houdini song, as a pig, be like Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is out there every day practicing the entire year. He is a workaholic. But when it's off season, he disappears. He lets no one know about his girlfriend or wife. He lets no one know about his private life. That's how pigs operate, because that's what the politician does. Pigs are the best in politics. Ronald Reagan, a pig. Marco Rubio, a pig. Arnold Schwarzenegger couldn't even speak English, and he won governor of California. He's born in a pig year. Now, on the negative front, to people like Tyson or anyone born in a pig year, including me, you have to watch out in the bedroom with sexual degeneracy. Arnold Schwarzenegger got his maid pregnant, right? You look at Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan was not a degenerate, but he was known to sleep around heavy after his first marriage or whatever that was. And, you know, they like to have a good time. And if you don't have the protection that Hollywood provided Ronald with, you're going to get in big trouble. You know, people born in pig years like Kevin Spacey. Kevin Spacey got taken out by a sex scandal. Magic Johnson got taken out by AIDS. He's born in a pig year. Mark Wahlberg was a criminal, degen, when he was younger, turned his life around. So as a pig, disappear, use your flakiness to an advantage. Pig men do the best with women out of almost every sign because they don't care. A pig will ignore the baddest woman. She could be like an 8, 9, or a 10. They will ignore them because they hate conversation. They have a low social bandwidth. They're good in front of the lights, in front of the cameras like Logan Paul. But Logan Paul will never text you back. He will never pick up the phone and call you. And he will tell you he has a really low social bandwidth. So that's another thing about people born in the year of the pig. Just keep that in mind. Other than that, when it comes down to the next year, guys, the next year is going to be about being fake. So 2027 is the year of the goat, which is the fakest sign. They're the most politically correct sign. They're all about saying and doing the right thing like Bill Gates. And what you're going to want to do is basically kill people with kindness. 2027 is the year to tell people they can do it. 2027 is the year to be extremely soft with people. And 2026 is not going to be that energy. So if you're born in a pig year, what you're going to want to do is kill people with kindness. That smile that Tyson has, that charisma that these people born in pig years have is going to shine in 2027. If you are born in a pig, cat, or goat year, the best thing you could do in 2026 is be serious. Horses are very, very serious. They're very rebellious. A lot of horses don't take a joke well, like Draymond Green had that prank pulled on him. He's born in a horse year, right? And another thing about the horses, people are going to be moody this year. I am being super stubborn. You notice Gary does this podcast out of his own studio, doing things his own way. And it's not because of anyone else. It's because in a horse year, people want to do their own thing. Myron Gaines is born in the year of the horse. He streams like 8 to 10 hours a day, but he does it on his own terms.
Crazy,
right? That's how horses are. So they like their own doing things their way.
Yo, look at energy.
Wow.
He just texted me as you brought him up.
That's crazy. Yo, Myron just texted him. I'm talking about Myron in a horse year.
He just texted me. I'm not going to put his number out there, but right there, he just texted me, guys. Yes. As soon as he brought him up, that's what I'm talking about. 2 33s together, bam.
Bam.
Just like that. And I wanted to show you guys. I made that video, 10 minutes ago? 10 minutes ago? It's already at 5,000 likes, 5,000 views. This is how you do it. Yes. And I understand some of you guys want me to calm down, slow down, don't talk, don't scream. That shit don't get views, pimp. That shit, I am one of the best clip farmers in the world. Literally, one of the best in the world. Yes. And the reason that is because you got to change tones. You got to yell. You got to scream. That's how you got to do it, guys. It is what it is.
Yeah,
You're doing a good job. You good for another 30, 45?
Of course. And you notice Alex Hormozy has like 5,000 posts. He's like 500 behind him. And he started in 2023. I couldn't believe it. He's got like 5,000 some posts.
If you count both
Yeah.
my channels,
Yeah.
I'm way above him.
Exactly. So Alex is born in a snake year. And what does Alex do? He pounds. He uses his system. He infiltrates his web and his network, and he presses the algorithm. Just like Gary, he presses. Because snakes, like Howard Hughes, like Steve Wynn, use systems to create empires. They put people in positions. They cut deals behind the scenes. If you're born in a snake year, the best thing you can do is if someone F's up, if someone makes a mistake, keep things private. If you want to cut a deal, keep things private. Do things behind the scenes. You know, I'm out here in Sunny Isles, Florida. Do you know how many big king cobras and rattlesnakes are hiding under these buildings and streets? They literally, I saw one on the street. It was a dead rattlesnake. It was giant, ginormous, but they are never seen. So people born in snake years like 1977, 1989, 2001, keep secrets. Snakes are the best at keeping secrets. Secret begins with an S, serpent begins with an X, S is the 19th letter. The next thing about snakes is that they do things behind the scenes. If you're born in a snake year, don't tell people what you're always gonna do. Gary tells people what he's gonna do, sometimes to throw them off, sometimes to go, look at me. I just told you what I was gonna do and I did it in your face. You couldn't do nothing about it. And Gary's like a cobra. Most people born in snake years are not cobras. They're not even rattlesnakes. Some snakes are garden snakes. There's nothing wrong with that. Some snakes are water snakes. It all depends. And basically, I would say the majority of snakes that I know are not really in your face. They're tremendous marketers, but they're not always going to be in your face. Steve Wynn, great marketer, not an in-your-face type of guy, a classy snake, old school, right? Believing in benefactors, luck, timing, right? Steve Wynn is a snake, and the snake is the most spiritual sign. On his Instagram recently, he talked about how water, being by water, will create names, ideas in your head, right? He created the name Bellagio because he was by water, in Italy, right? And it came to him, and he was right next to it. The rest is history. So Steve Wynn will use numerology, astrology to create his buildings. He'll use things like Bellagio founded on the 28th, or 28 floors, 33 floors, right? Very, very important. And when you set that system up, it has a tremendous acuity for success. The most successful athlete out of Las Vegas founded in the snake year is Floyd Mayweather. What has Floyd Mayweather had that made him so special? Unlike any boxer, he had a team, the money team. And that's what snakes do. They create teams, they create systems. Now, if you are born in a snake year, don't think you're just going to get along with snakes. Snakes compete with each other. Snakes are extremely vengeful. Snakes, unless they're an older snake, won't usually listen. So a young buck born in 2001, a snake year, may not always listen to a snake his age or a younger snake. They will listen to older snakes. So if you're in here and you're born in a snake year, Gary the Numbers Guy is a great mentor because he's likely going to be older than you, hopefully. And even then, it's good to have that in your birthday. Now, when we look at energy, every sign is a little bit different, right? So pigs are all about working together. If you guys want to convince someone born in a pig year, like 1971, 1983, 1995, 2007, like Tyson, to get you to do something, you want to get them to do something with you. What you're going to want to do is tell them, let's do it together. So anytime you want to get someone born in a pig year to cut a deal with you, to go do something to create a business, tell them, let's do it together. Arnold Schwarzenegger said 2 rules, always doing things together and having fun. Fun is a 3-letter word. The pig is the 12th sign. 1 + 2 = 3. Okay, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Robert Kiyosaki is a pure 33 life path born in the year of the pig. And he says, rule number 1, never go into deals alone. He says, when I walk into a business deal, a marketing deal, taxes, I walk in with a team of people. So why am I having success in Florida? Why am I doing well? Because I'm in Gary's snake network. I'm in his network with a bunch of people that are not snakes that are really influential. So let's say you're a pig, or let's say you're trying to move to your enemy state. The only way that works is you're being put on by someone who's in their friendly state, right? Another example is if a monkey recruits you to come out and you're neutral to a monkey, and he recruits you to come out to New York. New York is a rat, right? you're going to crush it because he's going to give you his network. That's how you piggyback. A pig, I'm a 95 pig, is teaching you how to piggyback. You can piggyback in every year except the snake year. Almost every year. One of the few years that won't work for piggybacking is a snake year, like 2025, right? Terrible year to do that, right? 2013. Horse year, you're going to want to get around horses, dogs, and tigers. As a matter of fact, if you're born in a rat year, you might be able to pull that off. So like, let's say you're born in 96 or 2008 and you're in your enemy year right now. Start being friends with horses, dogs, and tigers. Maybe not horses. That's your enemy. Could work, but probably dogs and tigers. And you know what's going to happen if you're a little off? They're not going to like you that much. They're going to look to probably get rid of you. But you might be able to siphon a couple months of good energy. Because when you're around people in their enemy year, you're in their auric matrix field. So the matrix is a Truman show within a Truman show. So we have a grand simulation and then a mini simulation, and everything goes at you. So you're a character within a giant simulation, and it has a mini simulation for you. So that is why people do really strange things to you that you have no words for. It's not just the matrix. The matrix has its own little setup and show for you. You're in a show. You're in a giant Truman show within a mini Truman show, right? Even people like Tate are saying this at this point. 100% they believe we live in a simulation. You know, people like Steve Will Do It, Full Send Podcast. Shout out to Cousin Jay, right? That's how that stuff works. Chris GG33, Strategic Guidance through Astrology, Numerology, and Esoteric Knowledge. Let's go. So that's how you want to use energy. Now, cats. People born in cat years are so selfish that they fight with each other. If you're born in 99, a huge misconception is cats get along with cats. They do, but only if they grow up together, they bond together early on, or if one cat looks at it as another cat as a mentor. You know, Michael Jordan and Charles Barkley are born in the exact same year, right? 1963. Okay? And Charles Barkley is about 1/100th of the player Michael Jordan ever was. Charles Barkley still looks at Michael Jordan as a competitor and as an equal. That's Cat's biggest flaw, is competition and Cat go hand in hand. Capitalism and Cat go hand in hand. They're very selfish. And that's why cats are very rich. In order to make money, you have to capitalize, right? Capitalize has the word cat in it on other people's failures and success. Whenever a cat wants to do something with you or you're hot, they'll be really nice to you. So cats always use a term in social media, and I'll teach you guys some game here. It's called run to the light. Run to the light. So anytime someone's hot in the social media game, run to them, right? And get that energy. Don't compete with them. Run to them. Cats, when they want something out of you, are going to be really, really nice. And my biggest mentors in life, some of them, have been cats, including my grandmother, right? And cats are really good at one thing, knowing how to cater to people. Cats are so selfish that they actually do well in catering companies. A lot of them own catering companies. A lot of them know how to tip at restaurants. A cat will tip at a restaurant, just like Gary said the other day, $100 just to say F you to everybody, and you're gonna treat me the right way, because they know psychology. So if I give you this, you're gonna treat me this way. That's Cat's greatest strength. Now, other than that, let's dive into the 14. Tyson Hockley, shout out to Tyson. Make sure you guys subscribe to his YouTube at Tyson Hockley, one of the best in the game. He goes dive into the 14. You know, let's go into the 14. The number 14 is one of the most unique numbers in all of numerology. People born in the 14th combine aggression with work ethic, debating with, of course, discipline. They are the most likely to be an athlete. They are extremely, extremely routine oriented, like Donald Trump born in the 14, Deshaun Watson. They are extremely sexual, like Donald Trump or Deshaun Watson of the Cleveland Browns. They are prone to having sex scandals. They're prone to having all sorts of issues. And one of the biggest traps and greatest strengths of the 14 is the ability to reinvent themselves and change throughout their life. So there is people born in the 14th, like Deshaun Watson, who start out being a prodigy in football. They become the next big thing. They start crushing it in life, like Deshaun did on the Houston Texans. And then what he did is reinvented himself the negative way. He started going to, I would say, I've heard orgies. He started going into sexual degeneracy. And he went from this good dude to the root chakra really, really quickly. And then he screwed up his life, cleaned up his life entirely like a 14 would and is on his way back up again. So 14s can go from really good to really, really bad really quickly. Another thing about the number 14 is that people born on the 14th often have to have issues with the law early in life, or they deal with the law. 14 people are one of the more prone numbers in numerology, maybe one of the most in this era, to legal issues. Donald Trump is born on the 14th. He is the only president in United States history to be a felon. He is the only president that more than half the world wanted him in jail, just like Obama born on the 4th, go figure. And that 14 kind of doesn't always do well in this era if they can't control their violence. So Donald Trump will tell you this. He's never been in a real fight in his life, or never really had to. I'm sure he's been in scuffles, but he stays away from fighting. And the reason why this is this. 14 is aggressive. So one is the male, one is the argumentative person, one is the asshole, like Steve Jobs. 4 is the number of law and order. And back before the year 2000 hit, there was a 1 on the front of every century. So 1900, 1800, 1700, and previous all had a 1 on the front end. And that is when society was extremely aggressive. Political correctness was at an all-time low. You could say anything you wanted. Violence was at an all-time high. And since the year 2000 hit, we went from extreme masculine energy into feminine energy. 2 is the number of the woman. 2 is the number of peace. 2 is the number of the duality and femininity. Well, go figure, since 2000 hit, it's more about cutting deals and making peace at the top than it is competing. It is more about killing people with kindness or finessing them online than it is getting in fights. And people who are born in the 1st, 10th, 19th, 28th, as well as ones, including the 14th, have to be very careful with going to jail and screwing up their life. Donald Trump, if he was born in this era, oh my gosh, he may never be president. He may have never made it. Charlie Kirk, I believe, was born in the 14th. He kept a clean life. Donald Trump was so bad as a kid, he was sent to military school by his dad. They're like, yo, you got to get out of here, Donnie. He was a hothead. His first 30 years of life, whoa, he was off the chain. I'm telling you, I know this from people who've talked to me who work in the White House or did. The next thing about Donald is that I don't think he would have been president in this era. His aggressive, really aggressive, combative, attack everyone attitude has not worked as well. And notice it's been fading as it's moved away from his first term. So Donald Trump himself started getting more politically correct. He started biting his tongue more and being a little bit more reserved. So if you're born in the 14th like Tyson, keep doing your thing. Just make sure you watch out with like fist fights, going to jail for dumb stuff. And it's usually early on in life with those 14s. My buddy's born in the 14th. My best friend, he had some issues early on for sure, for no reason. Let's see here. Yeah, does that mean 33 has some 3 energy? Yes. And 33s and 3s, not going to say too much on compatibility, but they get along really well. And if you check the Q app, you're going to see some information about that. 3 is the number of the child, right? 33 is double 3 energy. So notice 33s are going to be really old souls, but they age really well. I don't really eat well, nor take care of myself that well. I look way better than I should for my age. Not that I'm that old. And that's how 33s are. Charlie Sheen has smoked more cigarettes that would kill a giant gray elephant than anyone I've ever seen. He has perfect lungs. He is in perfect health, and he can't even believe it himself. That's the testament of a 33. The guy literally has AIDS. He's a pure 33 life path. He's the highest paid ever on TV. And that's just 33's got it like that. So 33s keep that youthful energy. Gary, he'll never teach you health advice unless it's basic concepts. And he looks really young for his age compared to most people energy-wise as well. I don't even know if I would have the energy at his age. That's a 33 life path. Charlie Sheen was pulling off, 2.5 Men, paid $1 million per episode in his 40s, 50s. He's like frozen in time. He doesn't look that much different. They're all kind of like that. Another great example is Robert De Niro. Robert De Niro is a 33-6 GOAT. The guy is frozen in time. I mean, he's almost 80, and he really doesn't look a lot different than 2015. So 3 is the number of youth. All the youngest people in life are born in the 3rd, 12th, 21st, 30th, or 3s in total. Let me give you an example. LeBron James has the face of a 62-year-old and the body of a 25, 30-year-old. Tiger Woods has had the same effed up hairline since he's been 25 years old. He has the body of a 30-year-old. It's incredible. Another example of 3 energy would be Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart is literally frozen in time. He doesn't age. That childlike energy. Notice child begins with the C. Kevin is a 3 life path. Comedian begins with the C. He is the #1 comedian possibly on earth. That is that energy. Charlie Sheen, always joking, having fun. He's born on September 3rd. Not only is he a 33 life path, he's born on the 3rd. So that's why he was able to do so much drugs, party so hard. He said he made Sinatra look like a joke. I believe him. And that's how it was. Charlie was such a gamer. He'd show up high off you-know-what with 2 you-know-whats in the car with him, and he would remember his lines photographically. He would have to do nothing before showtime. He said his biggest problem is if he had an 8 p.m. showtime, his whole entire day was wrecked before it. And that's a big thing about 33s. You want to strike often and strike early. 33 life paths, like Tyson, you want to make sure you control the day and the day doesn't control you. You'll notice if you schedule something at like 6, 7, 8 p.m., sometimes that controls the whole part of your day. 33s hate one thing and one thing specifically, to be controlled. And who else hates it just like 33s? 3s. Children hate rules. They hate to be controlled. They hate to be told what to do. And I don't care if you're Marco Rubio. I don't care if you're Albert Einstein, who slept around like you wouldn't believe. They don't like dogma. They don't like moral structures. They like doing their own thing. Not all 33s are, like Gary telling you the right thing to do. Cardi B's a 33 life path monkey. She influences overall for negativity at one point of her career, right? That's how that works. Another thing about 33s and 3s is they're going to understand each other because 3s are the child, 33s are big kids. All 33s are like big kids. 33 life path pures, the dads don't even like being dads. They're good dads, but they lead from more afar. They're a superstar for their kids to look up to. And, I know a pure 33 life path, born in the year of the horse. Shout out to Andre, 4/4/1978. He's a family man, but he's the most powerful beat reporter in Cleveland. He works for ESPN and the Cleveland Indians. That's how that works. So he is a family man, but he also is on TV every day. He knows every single person in sports. And if he wanted to be on ESPN, he could. The guy is also born 4/4/1978. He does not age. Frozen in time. It is what it is. Now, other similarities between 33s and 3s. 3s are lazy. 33s are incredibly lazy. 3s and 33s only work hard at what they care about. So if a 33, why are a lot of 33s and 3s some of the most high IQ people I've met? Tons of surgeons, tons of doctors, like David Sinclair are 3s and 33s, but they fail in school. The reason why is try convincing a 33 or a 3 to learn algebra when there's no point. Geometry, there's no point of any of this stuff today. The only one you could argue is geometry. That's that energy. Other than that, I would say that 3 life paths, the difference between 3s and 33s is that 3s blow their money a lot. 33s are better with their money. Vince McMahon is a 33. He's a 33-6, so they're typically more responsible. And another thing I kind of want to get into with, that 3 energy or 33 energy is this, guys. When you look at your life, you are always going to stay younger than other people. So don't screw up your life earlier, because the best way to beat your enemies is to outlive them, as Charlie Munger said, right? So people born in pig years and tiger years outlive their enemies. Other than that, that's a riff on that. Let's see here. All right. Hey, Chris, can I ask you a question? What if 33 life paths have NPC energy as well as master numbers? I'm going to add into this. If you feel a 33 life path or an 11 or a 22 around you is an NPC, you're likely correct. It is impossible for the Matrix to have all these numbers actually be player characters. That's the first thing. The second thing is that 33s and 33 sixes or 11s and 22s can lose part of their soul. And the first thing you're going to notice is a change in their eyes. The second thing you're going to notice is they start getting rampant with sexual degeneracy. They start getting rampant with drugs. I would go as far to say as it depends on the sign, because some signs are supposed to party and some signs, like a pig, is supposed to go to events because that's how they get rich, by networking. But even then they can stop drinking. I would say be suspicious of any 11, 22, or 33 who drinks heavily, who parties heavily. There is a lot of really successful people that can do that type of stuff very periodically for social reasons and also cutting deals. But if they drink heavily, be careful, and they can be possessed. And possession doesn't always work the way that people think it does. Basically, when a master number gets spirits in them, like drinking, they're not necessarily even remotely able to be possessed. That's how Teflon Don they are, but it can whisper sweet little lies to them. So little things get put in their head. It communicates with them at a different level. So when a 33 or an 11 or 22 is drunk, the Matrix may not be able to possess them, but it will send its greatest female towards them. The greatest hoe of all time will be sent your way. And she'll know just what to say, just how to act. It'll get them that way. And then I want you guys to understand body counts. So let's go into body counts, guys. Like the chat, share in here. Let's go into body counts. What does rate, because no one wants to say it, and there's a lot of people here that probably need to hear this, to be dead honest with you. And, me and Gary will say this. We don't judge, but we say it once. Here's your lesson. When you sleep around with tons of people, I want you to imagine your body as an old record player, an old record disc, okay? And when that record player starts going around over and over again, every person that you sleep with, it starts getting scratches on it. That DVD, that CD-ROM, that Blu-ray starts getting these scratches on the filament. And when you go from one body to 5 bodies, there's a change. 5 to 10, huge change. After 10, it's completely cooked, more and more and more, depending on the gender, right? So every 5 is a change. And you're gonna notice when you sleep with people, it goes in 3s. So you'll sleep around, you'll be with 3 people, then 5 people, right? It'll go in that weird number. Now, every person that you sleep with, you take a little bit of their soul, and you lose a little bit of your soul. And you start picking up this debris on the CD disc. So imagine your body is a CD-ROM. That CD goes around over and over again with every person that you sleep with, and it starts wearing out. It starts getting old. It starts not being able to read the code anymore. And that pure 33 life path is no longer pure anymore. That beautiful 5 life path that was once a good girl has transformed into something else. And that person that you were once with, your sister, your brother, your uncle, is no longer quite the same. And you'll notice they start talking about sex a lot more. Everything becomes about running up that body count to sleep with that person. That's how you change. That's what happens. Let's go here. We got some readings in here. 10/27/1994. So you're born in the year of the dog. You're born on the 27th. What can I give you that'll help you? I'm in my one personal year. Is it normal that most people I'm befriending and working with are one life paths? Absolutely. Absolutely. So when it comes down to your personal cycle, let's make sure we take a look at this. So October 27th. So let's take a look. All right. So you are in a very special personal year. You are in a 28 personal year hidden. And when it comes down to that, you need to be all about your bag this year. This is a giant year for you. You need to press extremely hard between now and October 27th. You need to be all about money. If you have people in your life right now who owe you money, you better get that money. You better actually hit them up for that cash. This is not a year to screw around unless it is friends or family that you've done that have been good to you, right? But one of the lessons specific to your birthday this year is to actually be about your bag this year, to really hold people accountable. As a matter of fact, everyone in here, this is a 28 universal year. 2 + 0 + 26. adds up to 28. You're going to see people do things with money this year you've never seen. You're going to see people go to dinner. The whole family will go to dinner. And all of a sudden, you're going to have people trying to split the bill. You're going to see family members famoosing you out of money. You're going to see people all of a sudden who were giving are extremely greedy this year. And the best sign to be greedy, the best personal cycle to be greedy in is a 28 personal cycle, personal year, or a 28 life path, or someone born on the 28th. The next thing is that it is very normal that a bunch of people around you are ones that are coming into your life. It makes a ton of sense. Now, when we look at that birthday, and let's just make sure we double check this. Let's see here. You got a little 33 in there, Let's see. Yeah, so you're a 33-6, right? And what you're going to have to do this year is get out of the house. The house will be your greatest strength and greatest weakness. If you stay home, work online, right? A lot of 33-6s never take chances in life. They never do what they needed to do because they like being home so damn much. I've seen 33-6s miss opportunities with billionaires because they don't like to travel. I get it. But if you don't got it like that and you're not already a millionaire, you need to be around those people, okay? The next thing is that you're going to become whatever you're around in life. You need to be by yourself this year unless you're around winners. That 27th date is one of the most crucial dates to be born on to actually get around good people and learn from them. You're born in the 27th, which is peace, and 7 is, of course, tech, right? Peace and tech, and then 2 is writing. So the best writers like Dr. Seuss in the world are born on the 2nd. That 2 and 7 energy is perfect for the technological era. Lil Wayne is born on the 27th. He got rich as hell because he understood the online world with live mixtapes, with all these different companies that no one would take a chance on. He did. He understood the value of the internet long before. He's probably one of the most famous people of all time. There's like 10 people that had real fame. Lil Wayne is one of them. He's one of the last to have real, genuine fame in that old era. Another thing is you're going to travel a ton, 28 until your mid-50s-ish, at least, maybe 60s. You are going to need to travel to make a ton of money in life. You are going to need to watch out with alcohol. You're born in the year of the dog, right? Alcohol is one of the most destructive things for people born in dog years. So if you're born in 1958, 1970, 1982, 1994, 2006, I'm not telling you to drink or not to drink fully, but I wouldn't drink a lot. And if you were my family, I would tell you not to drink. So you take it for what it is. It is not easy being born in a dog year. You need to control your anxiety and you need to get your sleep, and you need to make sure when you have a ton of energy, you put that energy productively into society instead of drinking. California is founded in the year of the dog. What is California all about? Drinking, smoking, escaping reality, having fun, having a good time. It is what it is. That's how that energy works. I will tell you, you're in your one personal year, you need to watch out with 9s. A little secret about 9 life paths, guys. If you ever sleep with a 9, another 9 is going to come into your life very, very quickly. How you know 9 is the number of the mirror? Let's go into body counts. One of the worst numbers to sleep with is a 9 life path, as well as people born in the 9th, 18th, 27th. The reason why is 9 is the most addictive personality. So when you sleep with a lot of 9s or you're dating a 9 for 5-6 years, you're going to notice all of a sudden things that you normally never got addicted to, you become really addicted to. I've seen people who have no issues with food become foodies. I've seen people get into drugs, all these things. Another thing that 9s hate is pressure. So when you're dating a 9 life path or sleeping with a 9 life path, all of a sudden you become more feminine. All of a sudden you start handling pressure less. All of a sudden you become more adaptable. All of a sudden you start having a bigger ego. You start dressing better. There's positives and negatives to getting with each number. For example, I choose to be with the 33 life path horse. Since getting with her, I'm hanging out with billionaires on the regular. My entire life has changed on an influence standpoint, and people who are 33s help you get to your goals. So she's done nothing but get out of my way. She stayed out of my way instead of getting in my way. And a little secret if you are a master number in here and you don't want to date a pure 33 life path because they're egos, like Sky Bree. Sky Bree is born in the year of the cat, and she is, I believe, a pure 33 life path. Even then, she's a cat, right? So cats are super selfish. If you want to get with a woman who's a master number, try to find a 33-6. And if you're a 33 or even a master number, a 33-6 may help you get to your goals, and they might help you be more responsible and care about family more, and they're going to take a back seat. The reason why 33s and 33s, as far as dating and relationships, marriage, you name it, don't work out a lot, because both of them have huge egos. And when both of them compete with each other, it's a disaster. And a lot of times, these 33 life path women misconstrue influence with becoming famous and actually creating the greatest bloodline of all time, and you being the woman that is actually getting credit for it. You know, I have a great-great-grandmother or whatever. Her name is Florence. She's born in 1895. She's still talked about to this day. That's the difference between 33s and 33-6s. So find one that's more responsible. You know, because a lot of these guys, number one thing I get in chats is that 33 women, I don't like them. 11 women, 22 women, yeah, huge egos. And their biggest lesson in life, they learn it too late. They can't get out of that. So if you're a 33 woman in here, an 11 or a 22, try to be the person in your bloodline that's talked about 100 years later. Because your incarnation, you'll pass it. That's exactly how that works. We got
Chris,
G.
You're at 300 live
Let's
viewers.
go.
Do you know that most of these people who are streamers can't get 100?
Yes.
They can't get 100. And you know what the funny thing is? They bots.
Yes.
They bot.
Yeah.
I don't bot. I don't need the bot. My clips get millions upon tens of millions of views a month. So it is what it is. You good for another 45?
Sure.
Or you want to cut it down?
Yeah,
Up
we're
to you.
good. We're good. I'm working.
Hey. He wants to put in work for you. Say thank you, Chris. Like the goddamn stream.
Yes, sir.
I'll be back.
Yeah, so when it comes down to it, you know, I'm going to go give a little, this is good for clips here. So 33 women, 11 and 22 women. Let's go into the master number women. If you were born on the 11th, 20th, 22nd, 29th, or an 11, 22, 33 life path woman, you need to understand this. Your egos are going to be your biggest demise in life. The biggest trap of your life is to make sure you wind up 48 years old with 7 cats and about 3 bottles of wine. That's where it wants you to go. It wants to trick you into thinking that this clout that you get on Instagram, this clout that you get on OF or wherever you are, is actually going to help you in the future. It's not going to help you at all. If anything, when you have kids, your kids are going to look down on you. It's going to be 100% the way that you fail this incarnation. Now, if you are a master number woman or man and you are doing the wrong thing, I have a hack here to help you pass your incarnation. Charlie Sheen. Charlie Sheen is probably the biggest failure. And you have me blocked, Charlie, so until then, you know, we're going to have a little beef, but I love you. Charlie Sheen is probably the biggest failure of a 33 life path pure we've ever seen. Had a ton of influence, had the entire world by the balls, had everything. Everything. He made Sinatra look like a joke. And what did he do? He got into sexual degeneracy. He did heinous things in life that he is not proud of. And instead of being a coward, instead of saying he didn't do anything wrong or F up and get AIDS for some odd reason, he hinted at it, he has spent the rest of his life telling you what not to do and not to be Charlie Sheen. 2025 was the year of the snake. Charlie Sheen is born September 3rd, 1965, the year of the snake. Everyone knows in here the guy from 2.5 Men, his big comeback with the Netflix documentary, all that happened with Joe Rogan in 2025 snake year. And what he is doing has actually made an impact on people like me firsthand, saved me in my enemy year, and other people, because he's warning you and telling you what not to do. And if he can successfully live long enough and be boisterous enough to rock the boat of the elite and actually tell people what not to do and use that pristine birthday and influence to his advantage, he just probably passed his incarnation. Because whenever something really bad happens to you, whenever you do something really bad, the best thing you could ever do is own it and then stop other people from ever going down the road that you went down. So if you're a girl in here and you're born on the 11th, 20th, 22nd, or 11, 22, or 33 life path, I'm looking at you. If you made mistakes in life, be the reason the next girl doesn't do the same thing that you did. Be the end of that, and you will pass this very likely if you put your life's effort into that. Same thing with men in here. If you are a male and you're born on the 11th, 20th, 22nd, an 11, 22, or 33 life path, and you did something fucked up, you can fix that by owning it. You don't always have to broadcast it to the world, but behind closed door to people that you talk to, own it and fix your problems. And then influence the world to not do that. Like Ray Lewis, a 33-6 life path. Ray Lewis is the greatest probably defensive player of all time. Of course, he's a 33. Let's see here. Difference between 22 and 33. Gary said something that 22 and 33 are the oldest master numbers and 11s are babies compared to them. That's absolutely correct. 33s are the oldest in the matrix. Pure 33s, which would be, like me, I'm born May 4th, 1995. There's no other way to add it up. It adds directly to 33. Have passed their incarnations or got to this incarnation in the least amount of incarnations possible. So I, Gary, did it the quickest. 33s are still the oldest souls. Okay. And then when it comes down to it, 22s are the second oldest. And 22s are ancient. They're real old. And one of the things about 22s is anytime you get a gut feeling about something, listen to it. You're going to have real hidden abilities by water. George Washington was given a vision. This is what I believe was in my history book. At my international baccalaureate school I went to, it was in my history book that he was given some sort of vision of what the United States would be like in the future. And guess what? George Washington was born on the 22nd. 22 is the number of water, the master builder or master destroyer. Now, when we look at the difference between 22s and 33s, here it is. 22s are much more sensitive. 22s care very deeply about how they dress and how they look. I'm going to give you guys a huge secret about George Washington. George Washington was born on the 22nd, and all of his private soldiers knew that he was obsessed with how he dressed. 2 is the number of feminine energy. George Washington would have the finest suits, the finest armored regalia in the world. Everything was tailored to the T. In his mid-40s, he was like 6'4", 6'5", in pristine shape. And everything was made to look like the world was a stage. He told all of his closest people, he was born in a rat year, which rat is the most manipulative sign, that life is an act and the world is its stage. And that if I carry myself a certain way like a leader, they will follow me. So he would tell his crew, hey, when I get in front of the other soldiers, you need to understand I am acting. And 22s like Dave Portnoy of Barstool Sports, people like George Washington, they care deeply about how they look. 22 is the master builder, which rules geometry, right? The fraternities, the secret societies of the world, Skull and Bones, often refer 22 as the number of prestige, pristine, right? And beautiful geometry is that. So if you're a 22, dress really well, okay? The next thing is stop being so damn sensitive. A lot of people born in the 22nd have issues with sensitivity compared to the 33s. All right? 33s have such big egos, they don't really give a damn what you say. All right? 33s have such a big ego, I will spend 20 minutes making sure I don't have to walk down by the peasants. I will order food in. I will do everything I can to avoid goy, to avoid terrible people, profane, whatever you want to call them. 22s are too sensitive about what other people say. They are extremely oriented in the physical world and building structures and companies. 33s are a little bit concept driven and physical driven. They're a little bit of both. And 22s, need to understand that the physical world matters. The next thing about 22s is that when we look at that 22 energy, they need to have their own family. All right. Dave Portnoy is born March 22nd, 1977, the year of the snake. You're going to notice Dave Portnoy of Barstool Sports dresses really well. He carries himself really well. He tries to stay looking younger to keep that brand doing well. The problem about Dave, and I know Dave probably wants to have a family. Me and Gary were with Dave in 2016 down in downtown Cleveland at the RNC. Dave wants to have a family, I think, one day. And that's going to be really important for Dave to pass this incarnation. So 22s need to build people around them. 22 is the builder. What are you going to do if you don't have anything to build? You're screwed. So if anything, find a family member if you don't have kids. The next thing that's the difference between 11s, 22s, and 33s is that 11s and 22s are the most psyoped, specifically 11s. 11s are really psyoped. And what the Matrix does is, and the elite know this, is they get people born on the 11th, like Alex Jones, Joe Rogan, Candace Owens, Tommy Lahren, all these people born on the 11th, they get them really, really riled up with like QAnon. And they get them emotional and they dig them down rabbit holes. They have them go digging in places that, you know, by the time it's over, they think that the world is, I don't even know, flat or the opposite. They just go by whatever emotionally triggers them. So if they believe the world was flat, they believe it's round, vice versa. And they go from one extreme to another. 11s, for a part of their life, will be super spiritual. Then they'll be sexual degens. Then they'll go back to being very spiritual. 11, 2, 1 side by side. 22s go wrong by being super materialistic. A 22 will have a house that looks like a castle, but they're in debt with the mortgage. A 22 is really rich. If you're a 22, you want to bank your money. 22s become mentally ill. There's 3 numbers that become mentally ill, actually mentally ill, guys. Like literally starting to have problems. They don't even know why. If you were born in the 8th, 17th, 22nd, okay, 26th, 28th, or a 28 or an 8 or a 22 life path, and you're not banking your money, whether it be JP Morgan, cryptocurrencies, physical gold and silver or virtual, and you're blowing it on Ferraris, Lamborghinis, BMWs, Teslas, whatever, you're going to have a horrible life. You know, LeBron James is a 28. And he once said, they asked him, hey, yo, LeBron, you excited for your birthday? He goes, hell no, because I got to pay for it. He don't even like his own birthday party. Quite frankly, I don't either. If I got to deal with it on my birthday, why not just work? I'd rather just work at this point in my life, right? The next thing is that basically I have noticed 11s and 22s, why they're a little bit unevolved is they're unwilling to say F you to people. When you truly are the man, you got to believe in yourself. The problem is that you're going to get a lot of bad advice when you're an 11, 22, or 33 early on. And some of that advice is probably good advice. Like my family my family has a lot to do with the Cleveland Clinic, one of the biggest hospitals on earth. And all of my family are doctors and lawyers and stuff like that, but mostly doctors and in the medical field like surgeons. And I didn't want to go into that field. I could have been running a major hospital at this point, in all honesty, and on a financial level. I chose a different route in life. They told me I was going to be a failure. I would never work out. That advice would work for 99.9% of people. Now imagine if I listened. I wouldn't be here today in one of the richest zip codes on earth with the most billionaires in a 0.7-mile radius. I wouldn't be able to share my life's passion with the world and be able to actually get up and enjoy what I do every day without Gary the Numbers Guy, without saying F you to family. And to the family listening to this, I'm so glad I chose to listen to myself and not you guys. And if I ever listened to your advice, I'd be just like you. And a lot of you, the bad ones, are struggling. It is what it is. That's just life. So, don't 22s have a higher ability to get more materialistic wealth than a 33? You cannot have material wealth without influence. If anything, I think 22s, I think you're not wrong. 22s do sometimes have more material wealth per se, but 33s have much more influence. So I think 33s are richer. When they're rich, they're way richer than a 22. Maybe not on average. I think 22s might have 33s beat, no doubt. No doubt. But like Jeff Bezos, Uncle Jeff, shout out to Uncle Jeff for making my stuff come on time. I do appreciate that. Uncle Jeff Bezos, the cat, the selfish cat, he's a 33. That's how that works. So, he's rich as heck. But again, there's influence. Jeff Bezos doesn't have to be the richest man on paper. He could press a button today and shut down the whole world. The whole world would not function without Jeff. Same with Mr. 33 likely, Mark Zuckerberg. If Mark just decided to shut down Meta, the world would go up in literally you know what. So that's influence. So who's richer, Elon or Larry Ellison? That's tough to say. On paper, Larry is much poorer than Elon. But behind closed doors, Larry Ellison owns the whole internet. He owns TikTok, basically. His protege is Musk. You know, when Elon Musk has a bad day, he flies out to Hawaii immediately on the G5 or whatever he's flying with, typically, if he's using NetJets or if he's chartering, because I know too much about that. He does have his own planes. But that's how that works. So Larry's a 7 life path. Elon's a 7 life path. Larry runs the show. That is the most powerful man in America right now, other than Jamie Dimon and Trump. Jamie Dimon is a 28 monkey. He's the head of Chase Bank, the most powerful banker in the world. And then we have, of course, Larry Ellison, a 7 life path monkey, the most powerful man in tech with Oracle, TikTok, and you could even say X, because guess who got him those deals for Elon? Larry. Other than that, let's see here. Yeah, pigs love the party. Tyson Hockley, yeah, if you're born in a pig year, 1959, 1971, 1983, 1995, 2007, pigs love to have a good time. If I'm on the phone with someone and I'm having a good time, I'll be on the phone with them for 8 hours. I don't care who it is. If I give you a reading, I go hard on those readings. I talk as long as I feel like I need to talk. If it's longer than what you signed up for, I'll take it longer. That's how pigs are. Pigs like that party. If I go to a restaurant, I'll usually eat very slowly, but I'll be there for 4 hours. Anything I do, I never want the party to end. Anything I do, I overdo it, right? And that's the biggest problem. Pigs aren't really supposed to have balance on that front. The snake is all about balance, yin, yang, responsibility, sixth sign. The pig needs to go and be social and go to these events. The biggest thing that you could do as a pig is pretend like you're drinking but don't actually drink. I know someone who's very high up in the world who plays certain games, and what he'll do is this. Let's say you have a meeting at a bar at 4:30 p.m., right? You got to show up to a bar event, and you got to be at this event to make money. You don't like drinking, but you got to be there. Go an hour before the event starts and tip the bartender like $20 to $100, whatever you got. Tip him big, and have him make all of your drinks throughout the rest of the night as if they're real drinks, but they're fake. That's what pigs should do. 50 Cent, Mr. Get Rich or Die Trying, a cat in our trine. He would actually go to clubs and do the same exact thing, and that's when he would get all the secrets from people. So the cat would pretend to drink at the Ciroc bottle events, all of his bottle events, and then he would pretend to throw alcohol at the floor and glass would go everywhere. All of it was staged. It's in his book, literal book. And what he would do is when other people think you're drinking, they start giving you secrets. They start cutting business deals with you. It's not always about manipulating people, and you don't want to do that in a horse year. That's for sure. Another thing about pigs and partying is that it does have the tendency to destroy them in the long term. If I don't have any regrets in my life. I would not be here in this very moment. But if I had one thing I would say to watch out for is partying gets you nowhere, guys. Nowhere. And I'm from 95. So back when I was 16, 17, 18 years old, it was actually rewarded in society. Drinking, partying was rewarded. Today, if you're born in like 2003 to 07 and you're partying all the time, you're like a loser. Your own friend group, some of them, maybe not the 07 pigs or whatever, but a lot of these 04, 05, 06 babies, maybe not 06, they look at you like a loser. Degens. Everyone does the opposite of what their parents are doing. So a lot of the kids born in 07, their mom and dad had blue hair, libs, and then they don't. So go against the grain. There's other things you could do as a pig. I never recommend doing any kind of drug or anything. But there's other things you can do to mitigate that. Also, if you're a pig, one thing I recommend is maybe a stable girlfriend. So if you're born in 1983, 95, 07, pigs need stable girlfriends early on in life, or else they start becoming whores. The men literally become whores. As a matter of fact, pig women and men can have the highest body counts and be normal. Like there's pigs I know shout out to you if you're watching, they're completely normal. They have like a really high body count. They're women. They're very normal, family oriented. So the most sexual sign is the pig and the rat. They're water signs, right? And one of the problems is when you're a 33 or a pig, when you sleep with other energies, you get negatives and positives, and it lowers your aura. Your aura is an auric field. It's like your defense shield or your lifesaver in Star Wars. And that field gets weakened by sleeping around. So get a long-term girlfriend, even if she's like kind of like, let's say she's not like a drop dead gorgeous girl. You don't need a Ferrari always to be happy. You know, like a Ferrari's great, but they break down a lot. You have a lot of problems early on. And if you don't find a woman that's going to build with you, get rid of her. Get rid of her. And then find one that cares about you, that wants to be behind the scenes potentially, and lets you live your life and takes care of you. Make sure you don't wind up in a horrible position, because most pigs get compromised some way. They wind up screwing their lives up with women, having a bunch of kids with different wives and whatever. Elon is on his second or third marriage. He's been married to the same woman twice. Arnold, we know about him. He's cheating on a Kennedy with a woman who's in it as maid. All that crap, So that's the negative. Marco Rubio, had scandals come out of about him from the 80s. He would go to these Miami parties. I'm not saying Marco was doing anything. That was a different time. It really was. But it is what it is. You know why Arnold? So if you guys, I'll give you guys some secrets. Pigs actually are misogynists a lot of times. So a lot of times pigs really don't care about politicalness with women. The only pig I ever met, he's a really wealthy guy, high ranking in the world of politics. And he told me, the only pig ever, first pig in my life that was powerful, he told me we need to get rid of the 19th Amendment. We need to stop having women voting. The reason why pigs like Arnold will come out and say, F your freedom. When COVID hit, he was like, F your freedom. Because these pigs are worried about all the women they slept with in the 70s, 80s, 90s. You know how many women Arnold has been with? And he's sitting there worried about like another scandal coming out in the Me Too movement. These pigs don't give a damn. They don't give a rat's you know what. Horses in the horse here, horses up, rats down. But you get the point. So we gotta understand that every sign is compromising or hiding something, right? Oxes are hiding that they're super not possessive. Oxes hide that they're super stubborn, right? Cats hide that they're very selfish by giving you a bunch of gifts early on, only to play you later on in life. Every sign has that little thing to it. So partying, sleeping around, the cat, pig, goat trine is really guilty of that. So let me give the years, for example, 1955, 1967, 1971, 1975, 1979, 1983, 1987, 1991, 95, 99, 03, and 07. All those people have a really, really successful trine. The New York Yankees are founded in the year of the cat. The Lakers are founded in the year of the pig. The Patriots are founded in the year of the pig. Ferrari's a pig. Lamborghini's a cat. McLaren's a cat. Even Ferrari's a pig or a cat. All of them, like the Yankees, like the Golden State Warriors, every single successful company like Nike, Steve Jobs, often are all founded in cat, pig, or goat years. Okay, there's a secret to that I'm not going to give here. But the reason why that is many reasons. The CIA, 1947, year of the pig or whatever. So we are set up and entrenched within the system. But the problem is if you're a pig, cat, or goat, some of your best friends in life are going to love the party. And when you're working hard, or let's say something happens to your mom or dad, or something's going on in your life, and you've been putting in that work, and you're a pig, cat, or a goat, and your mentor is a pig, cat, or a goat, he might say, you know what? Here's 10K. I want you to go to the club with me tonight. Let's go to Vendome. Let's go to Tootsie's. Let's go to Scarlett's. And they think that that's a way of blowing off steam. They think that they're helping you. And in some ways, they might be helping you blow off steam. But that trine is super, super party oriented. Why? They're successful. They can get away with it. And also, they're really about networking. The pig is the networker. The goat is the negotiator. And the cat is a selfish, cold-blooded killer, assassin, hired gun. Right? So you put those three together, the person that kills you with kindness, the politician, and the hired gun, boy, oh boy, are they going to be the life of the party. Brad Pitt's a cat. Johnny Depp's a cat. Sinatra's a cat, right? These pigs, like Arnold's a pig. They party, and they party hard. Arnold was smoking reefer back when it wasn't even cool. This dude's like, if it said no smoking, he's smoking. Pigs actually make their own rules. I'm not saying I do that at all with certain people. I don't, but a lot of pigs do. I try to follow the rules. I'm born in the 4th, but I do make my own rules in life. We do things our own way. That's that trine. And they all love to have a good time. That's a huge weakness. Stephen A. Smith, he don't drink. He don't smoke. His best friend's Michael Jordan. He's a cat. And Stephen's a cat or a goat and Michael's a cat, right? And Stephen, he talks about Latinas all day long. When he's with Michael, he talks about girls. He talks about women. They always like the good things in life, the good times, partying, right? So I don't care if it's Colin Cowherd, who rambles on about his Mercedes-Benz for 20 minutes. I don't care if it's Charles Barkley. They're all like this. I once heard a cat tell me, wouldn't you miss your kids? He had a near-death experience. He said, and I asked this cat, I go, wouldn't you miss your kids? What were you thinking about during this near-death experience? This cat told me I was thinking about how I'm going to miss driving my Ferrari. Not his kids, not his wife. How he's going to miss driving that damn Ferrari. Founded in a cat year. Just check the Q app. So they're partiers. They're super social. And they're not going to help you the way you always need to be helped. They don't get it. They're not trying to hurt you. They just know what helps them. They go to clubs. All of a sudden, they start getting deals. A pig starts partying. All of a sudden, he starts getting money. They don't get it. It's not always going to help you, right? So they like to work hard and play hard. And pigs, cats, and goats mix play with work. Arnold said if you want to get in shape, the number one way to do it is have fun. And I totally believe this. If you want to get in shape, anything, this is fun as hell to me. I love it. I'm having fun. Have fun. Snakes have to be more serious than the pig. It is what it is. But this is some gold on the trines. Now, I do believe all people are disloyal. People say the pig, cat, and goat trine kind of screw each other over. That's definitely accurate. But I also believe that all signs in this matrix, even roosters are the most loyal sign. They're not loyal in this era like they used to be. They're still more loyal than most, right? Like if you meet a stripper and she's a rooster, they're usually pretty nice and friendly, and like they might have a daughter they care about. They're more normal, but they're still not loyal. So like people that used to be loyal in this OF era, when you're constantly inundated with the next bigger, better deal or BBD, that's how that works. These women and men are not what they used to be. So that's where family, environment, all of that matters, right? The next thing I want to go into briefly is the other trines, okay? The pig, cat, and the goat is the only trine that adds the 6, which is the number of home and family, okay? The cat is the 4th sign, the goat is the 8th sign, and the pig is the 12th sign. 4 plus 8 plus 12 is 24, and 2 plus 4 equals 6. The one weakness we have is the cat is so selfish. So selfish. And that is a weakness our trine has. I acknowledge that. The other thing I want to make clear, though, is that we act like a cartel in business. So pigs, cats, and goats will literally screw each other over, but then save each other in business. Elon Musk was best friends with a goat, Peter Thiel. Goats are often thieves. And Peter Thiel screwed over Elon Musk at PayPal. Okay? He ousted him in a hostile takeover. And it screwed over Elon mega. Well, years later, when Elon, his back was against the wall, he's up against the French Alps, he's got no money left, he's calling up families, screaming and yelling, nobody gives him money. Who gives him that money? Peter the goat bails him out, and the rest is history. We have Tesla. He did that for leverage. Goats do that for a reason, not necessarily always to help you, but in a simulation code, we act as a cartel. Okay, let me give you another example. There is always a monkey in the monkey country right by the president. Gary taught this. So Nelson Rockefeller was the vice president of the United States. He was a pure 33 Lifepath, and he ran American politics from behind the scenes. And he is the one reason he extended the Rockefeller bloodline and dynasty, because a monkey is always going to be in power in the monkey country or right around it. And they are extremely loyal to the monkey government because America's founded 1776, the year of the monkey. And the simulation makes them programmed to always do America first. So Jamie Dimon came out at the Olympics and said, yo, Donald Trump wasn't that bad. We need to like Donald. This economy's terrible. Oh my gosh, the Democrats are screwing up. We need him back. He's the guy that made sure Donald is president today. That's a 28 life path monkey. Nelson Rockefeller is a monkey. So you're going to see people like Rudy Giuliani, all of that, very loyal to their own energy. It's on the simulation. So on a simulation code, the pig, cat, and the goat are made to be like cartels in business. Just like a monkey is made to always think America first, like Dan Bilzerian. Dan Bilzerian risked his entire net worth, hundreds of millions of dollars, his entire brand. And Dan is born 12/7/1980, the year of the monkey. And he came out, lost his entire companies, all to risk his brand and career to save America, a monkey nation. And Dan is born in the year of the monkey. He also served in the United States military and was almost a Navy SEAL. That's how energy works. So another thing I want to bring up, and this is no shot, all trines are disloyal to each other, all 12 animals. We live in a corrupt and evil matrix. But I will say to the other two trines, my only actual assessment, I'm not doing this out of actually trying to take shots. I'm actually trying to teach people here. This is not one of those things. I do find it very interesting that the snake, rooster, and the ox are a trine, but the ox is best friends and soulmates with the rat in another trine. So the ox secretly cheats on the snake and the rooster with the rat. And then the rat, monkey, and dragon trine are a trine. And the rat cheats on the, of course, monkey and dragon with the ox. Do you see how both of those two trines have someone cheating on them? The ox and the rat are the parasite. And I want everyone in here because it's the enemy year to all rats. All rats got to die, even Master Splitter. Or whatever, right? Little Wayne. I want you guys to know you do have a parasite in that group. And that's that rat and ox. You know, if a snake starts getting really successful or a rooster, a lot of times the ox starts getting jealous and wants that power from the rat. A lot of times if, a rat is dating a dragon, the rat will cheat with an ox. And the dragon is the most honorable sign. The dragon despises that, right? So the rat and the ox is so dangerous that let's say you're born in a snake year and you're dating an ox, bro, you go out to clubs or events, that simulation code is so powerful, your girl could cheat on you with an ox if she's a rat, or vice versa. They can't even help it. Do you know the ox destroys itself for the rat and is still loyal somewhat to the rat? They can't even help it, bro. And the Matrix coded people born in ox years to get their number one gem, their number one Robin to their Batman, which is an ox. So Donovan Mitchell's born 1996, the year of the rat. Coco Jones, shout out to Donovan if you're listening, is born in 1997, the year of the ox, his soulmate year. Donovan Mitchell, a rat, is set to marry his soulmate, Coco Jones. Since he got with her, he said he knew he was going to be with the woman for the rest of his life. He knew he met his future wife. That connection is like anything. But if you're an ox in here, don't think you always are getting the best end of the deal. Rats are rats for a reason. This is a horse year. There's no one who's helped you guys born in 96 or 08 more than me. This is no shot. But this is not your year. This is the horse's year. And the horse is to teach the dog and the tiger with structure, hard work, and discipline. If you're a dog or a tiger, why is the horse your best friend? Because you guys are off the chain, guys. Dogs and tigers are like alcoholics at times, love to party, love to have a good old time. And your best friend, specifically the dog, is a horse. And the horse is the seventh sign, which is a teacher. Horse year is going to humble some dogs and tigers early on so you guys can fix it and get structured, start working hard, start getting disciplined, and start turning it on. A lot of dogs and tigers lead the stubborn horse. Why is the horse stubborn? Well, you guys are crazy. The horse has to be stubborn. The horse is almost like Joe Rogan and Joe Rogan's friend group. Everyone's telling Joe Rogan what to do, and Joe's like, you guys are nuts. That's how the horse feels. The horse is led down rabbit holes by dogs and tigers that wind up being a bunch of BS. You know, a horse is stubborn to get away from that. So if you're a dog or a tiger, I want you to watch Warren Buffett financial videos all day long. Go to sleep listening to Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger advice. Discipline, saving your money, routine, you know, the rich get richer for a reason. Warren Buffett is how you need to act. Mimic Warren Buffett, mimic Kobe Bryant, and mimic Draymond Green without the attitude. Okay? Another thing is, if you're a horse, don't be too stubborn this year. You can get in your own way. You can get in your own way. This is the year you pick up the call, you take some calls, right? The next thing is that this year is all about discipline, financial acuity. So tigers and dogs love to blow their money. They really do. Donald Trump, you know, bankruptcies, this and that. Donald likes to have a good old time. You know, best ballroom of all time is being built, you know, at the White House. Okay? The horse is there to teach you. You're not going to be able to survive in this matrix unless you delay gratification. I'll repeat, the only ones that succeed, often snakes, okay, practice delayed gratification. You know, Gary will pick a date 10 years ago that he'll do today. He is doing things that he has plotted. I've seen his notes that is happening that he wrote down 4 or 5 years ago. Okay, that's delaying gratification. Do you know society is set up to punish you if you're bad with your money? Do you know society is made to make you broke if you can't control impulse? Oh, I'll just out earn what I spend. BS. Total BS. Yes, you want to make more money in life, but the rich get richer for a reason. Dave Ramsey, a 28, is not so wrong about most things. The things Dave says you don't want to hear, you need to hear. That's what the horse says. Tigers and dogs, this is the perfect year. Your friend is going to help you quit drinking, quit being a sexual degen, quit sleeping around. That's why this is your best friend year, because you guys are going to fix it all this year. You dogs born in 94 who effed up big time in 2024, I know how it is, I get it. You can literally change your life. Get a new collar. Get a new collar in 2026, right? Take that old dog collar off. You know, maybe we got the electric fence now. Just messing around, guys. That's how that works, right? And this is no shot at dogs. I'm actually one of the biggest advocate for dogs. But a lot of times, just like in life, the dragon gets no respect because it's behind the scenes, and the dog gets a bunch of praise, but doesn't really always deserve it. It is what it is. No shots at you guys, though. Tigers, oh, man. You know, you guys are good at keeping people like me young. That's all I'll say. You know, tigers help the pigs stay young. And pigs and tigers stay the youngest. So pigs just get fat. Pig is the 12th sign. 1 + 2 = 3. The tiger is the 3rd sign. 3. 3 is the number of the child. 1 is the male. 2 is the female. 3 is the child. 1 + 2 + 3 = 6. Home and family. So people with that 3 energy, like Ryan Seacrest, like Drake, okay, like Tom Cruise, Megan Fox, Dale Earnhardt Jr., who's frozen in time and has been drinking Budweiser since he's 30. They just don't age more than other people. Pigs, like Kevin Spacey, Magic Johnson, Mila Kunis, who she is bad. Mila Kunis, whew, wow, did well in life. Proud she's got a great family and kids. Mila Kunis is a pig. Carrie Underwood is a pig. They don't age. Hillary Clinton has been on a Krispy Kreme diet since she's been 28 years old. And the woman is frozen in time. She should be gone a long time ago. John D. Rockefeller lived to 99, okay? Charlie Munger lived to 99 years old. That's how pigs are. Marco Rubio, our future president, very likely. He is frozen in time. The dude looks pretty good for 71. You know, give him some respect. He does get fat. Notice they get him on that Ozempic or something. When he runs for elections, he loses a bunch of weight. He like laughs about it. 33 pig, by the way. So that's a gift that they have. Arnold Schwarzenegger. You know, Arnold should be gone, guys. Arnold looks like, everyone go watch Arnold's new documentary on Netflix. The guy looks young as hell, good as hell. I know they doctor him up and stuff, but man, for his almost 80s doing what he's doing, mad impressive, mad respect. So that's their advantage. Snakes age well as also. One of the reasons snakes do age well is they stay skinny. You know, the oldest boxer is Floyd Mayweather. If they're athletes, if a snake wants to stay skinny, they usually can because they fast a lot. Charlie Sheen, right? Many snakes. Howard Hughes, right? They stay looking pretty good. I will say, you know, snakes do better when they have some weight on them for intuition. The next thing is when it comes down to energy, right? There's always aspects to things, guys. So remember, there's genders. I'm giving you guys a huge hint. 1 is the male, 2 is the female. So goats are usually rich, but it's the women. Why? Goat is the second sign. Goat is the 8th number, the 8th sign, right? Woman is 2. 2 and 8, 28. Okay, woman stands for 2, goat is the 8th sign. The men who are cats are sexual degens to the core. Again, cat 4 sign, male is 1, 1 plus 4 equals 5. A lot of cats have issues with the law, specifically the men. John Jones, Sinatra had the government tracking him for 50 years, right? It is what it is. Does someone ask me, does body count matter? Of course body count matters. Guys, you guys could find the perfect girl. You could literally find a 10 out of 10 compatibility on the Q app. Everything's awesome. But if she's got a high mileage, cooked. If she doesn't come from a good family, cooked. You know, I will pimp you guys some game. I've said it before. If you see a chick and she's born in 95 or 07, she might not be wife material, but if she slept with a lot of guys, you know, she might be actually kind of normal. Because the pig is the most sexual sign. The pig is a water sign. As a matter of fact, pigs do really well by water. So Marco Rubio lives on the water. He boats every day. He's in his enemy state, but friendly city. Okay, boating every day, pig. Arnold Schwarzenegger got jacked, always on the beach, always by the water. Arnold does not like Florida. It's a snake. He's a pig. He says Florida is where old people go to die. That is Arnold's actual words. We live in a simulation. You notice he does nothing in Florida and runs his entire empire out of Ohio, the pig state. That is where the Arnold Classic is every year. That's where you can go meet Arnold. You want to go meet him? You can probably meet him there. That's energy at work. Okay? So it is what it is. Every sign has pitfalls. Let's see here. All love. Damn, I didn't know Rubio was a 33. Let's see here. Yeah, we will do readings. If you guys send money in, of course. Send money. We will touch readings. I will go hard for you. But more of this is for clips to get out here and teach you guys. And be honest with you, one of the reasons we charge money mainly for these is because it takes away sometimes from the audience, from getting true value. So it's not just selfish. If anything, I'm deterring it unless you guys want to send something. Let's see. Yeah, so next couple years is going to be interesting. If you are a dog, tiger, or a horse, yo, you guys got to get really serious. 2026, it might be the last year things are normal. I repeat, 2026 may be like a very hallmark year. You might look back and miss this year, guys. And then if you're born in a cat, pig, or goat year, your next big year coming up, generally speaking, is 2027, the year of the goat. I have major stuff going on in my life right now. Most people would be attending to those things. I am pushing through major family issues, major things going on in my life because I have to. Not because I need to, because I want to take advantage of this. Because I don't believe, as a betting man, I am betting against 2027. I'm betting against it. If you are bad with your money, I'm going to go Dave Ramsey here. You need to start putting your money away. What are you doing? Less than 10% of Americans even have $10,000 in the bank. If you are not saving your money, none of this stuff I'm talking about matters. You need to be in a position to help out friends and family when this thing all cracks. You are going to be left by your girl. There's going to be people in here that their girl is going to leave them because you're going to be exposed as a liability in 2027 when things go down. Let's see here. We got 6/27/1990. I served 9 years in the Marine Corps. I want to buy a ranch in Laramie, Wyoming, Tiger State, Dog City. The ranch costs about $2 million. I want to surround myself with horses. What can I do to make that happen next year when I go into my 8th personal cycle? Okay. So, okay. So right now, right now, okay, so 6/27/1990. So you're obviously trying to make moves. You're born in the year of the horse. 2026 is the year of the horse. You're obviously a 7 life path, right? And 7s get hit in the marriage and relationship department, often the home department, something you got to be very careful with. Now, when we look at your birthday, you are currently in a 6th personal cycle, okay? So right now, what I want you to do is start putting all of your money away right now to get that new place locked up in your 8th year. All of the research, all of the planning needs to be done now. You need to do it before your birthday hits. You got about, 19 or 20 days. So like maybe start coming to conclusions. The next thing I want you to be aware of is that you need to move in. Do not move into your place in December. You get hit December to January, big time. So December, roughly December 5th to the 7th, the Jan 5th to 7th, depending on the birthday, you want to watch out. And that's yours specifically. Now, what do I want to do to get a bunch of horses? I want to surround myself with horses. What can I do to make that happen?
They're offering me a cash out of $9,300 on a $4,300 parlay, but I can win $28,000.
Ooh, you almost hit the, yeah.
Ooh, I did hit this one. Watch this. I hit that one. 500 to 7,500. Wow. 5-team parlay. See. What are you using numerology for if it's not to better the life of your family, to better the life of you? And that involves making money. Listen, Chris, enough fucking bullshit from all these other people. If you can manifest, you will have material wealth. Manifestation, MA, material, MA. By the way, Chris, outstanding fucking job.
Thank you very much.
It's time to wrap it up, though, man. They've been having you tap dance for a long time.
Anything you want to give to this guy? He did put in a lot. He's a vet, and I see I got a military hat on. So shout out to the Marines. I wear a military hat on for a reason.
He's about to be in a 7-year cycle, so he has to fucking just learn as much as possible.
Okay.
You gotta, even though it's a horse year, it's a 7 year. So unfortunately, you can't go hard. And then an 8-year cycle, that goat when the economy crashes.
Yes.
So your best bet right now is just to learn as much as possible.
Yeah.
You got a couple weeks where you can still put in some work and stuff like that. But when that 7-year cycle hits, it's very, very difficult. In my 7-year cycle, what happened to me? Achilles, gone. Yeah. It is what it is. But I appreciate you putting in work. And let me tell you something. Not many people in this game, even professionals who've been at this for a long time, can go like Chris. Yes. I've literally put on a few guys in my life. He's one of them. And guess what? He's my enemy sign. The thing is, he's also a 33 life path. And numerology will always supersede astrology. Chris, by the way, where the hell are the likes? We got like 200 likes. You got to get the goddamn likes up. You're over here enjoying the stuff, but you can't even hit a button. What the hell?
Yeah, give me more love so I come back. So they want me back,
exactly.
guys.
I mean, I got to get some views on this to actually see what's going on. But guys, in all seriousness, very few people can sit down here and be interesting for this long of a time. Talk nonstop, and that's why I invested in this man. Tell them where to find you.
Yeah, get me on IG at ChrisGG33_. On Twitter, over 142,000 followers at ChrisGG33. On YouTube, it's at GG33Chris. Just Google me there. And then, of course, TikTok at ChrisGG33 as well.
And guys, another thing. I just leave money up here. Yeah. I just leave money up here. I don't have to worry about him taking anything. I don't like thieves.
Nope.
I don't like the fact that I just left. I was just in the sauna watching you. Yeah. I was just in the sauna. I trust this man. Yes. This man's not a thief. Even with me having issues, I never fucking thought you would never steal anything. No. And those are the type of people that are very rare to come by. Man, imagine shit, bro. This is like 10 racks over here. I'm gonna take this shit and be gone. Not this guy, man. Not this guy. If you guys want a reading, it costs about $5,300 with me, but you get GG33 silver with it. But most people can't afford that. I completely understand. Chris, if they want a reading with you, tell them about all your services.
Yeah, absolutely. Get me at chrisgg33.com. Every reading I give it like it's my last. I will give you my full attention, full Q&A. I have written reports, Soulmate reports, ton of different options, whether it be written, phone call, Zoom, you name it. And I also have a 2-hour option for $575. So you want to get me for 2 hours. I also do that. Those are usually more wealthy people.
Or people who just want to edge in life.
Yes.
Chris, wrap it up.
Thank you so much. All right, guys, it's been great. I want to thank Gary for having me on. It's been an awesome day from Q Studios, the 305. I appreciate you. I'm out. GG33 production.
GG33 podcast over here. There, let me close it out for you. In my 9-year cycle, I decided that it's time to play Kingmaker. Put on Rob last year, putting him on right now, and there's a few other guys coming. Because quite frankly, I'm not going to do this forever. I'm just not. And it's better to be a kingmaker than to actually be king. Andrew Tate never fucking figured that out. In 2022, he owned the internet. Now he's asking Clavicular and Nick Fuentes to do streams with him because he fell off. And I'm not taking a shot at Tate. No one can stay king forever. Absolutely no one. It's a little different with me because I own my niche. But even me, I'm doing the right thing by trying to put other people on. This is what I do. So another thing, Clavicular, I told him like 6 weeks ago to his face in his place, you're not going to be #1 forever. Put on accolades. He did tell me talent's hard to come by. I agree. Again, there's only one Chris over here, you know, so only one Rob and stuff like that. One Tabit. But you have to put people on. And they have to be loyal. They have to be trustworthy. And that's probably why I haven't put any girls. Yo. You want a statistic out there? 58% of women in America are having sex with the top 10% of men. 58% of the women in America are having sex with the top 10% of men.
They became the #1 homeowner in the United States as of this
year. Yeah, of course. They're getting houses and divorces and stuff like that. So, again, we had a very eventful day. We cooked Blind Zach. All right, blind. Motherfucker wouldn't even turn on his goddamn camera talking about he makes $800,000 a year, but he's scared to put up 10K. Fucking fraud. It is what it is. But, again, this is why it's very important for me to put people on. And I'm doing the best of my ability. Chris, one more time, how did they reach you?
Yeah, just get me at chrisgg33.com, IG at chrisgg33_, and the rest is self-explanatory.
Someone's calling you the Archduke.
Let's go. I appreciate you guys.
Anyways, guys, I appreciate it. We're going to end this stream now. This has been